Commander Veltar stared at his display screen with growing anger. 3 emergency reports in 1 month, all from the same ship, all involving the same crew of humans. The first report came from Docking Bay 12. A cargo handler named Trixan had been loading supplies onto the human ship called Iron Phoenix. The human captain, Kim Dae-ho, had invited him inside for what humans called coffee. Trixan took 1 sip and collapsed. His heart stopped beating for 6 minutes. The medical team said the drink contained enough stimulants to kill a small animal. Captain Kim had seemed confused by the emergency. He kept asking if Trixan was okay and offering more coffee to help him feel better. The human doctor, Lee Hana, checked Trixan with instruments that beeped louder than station alarms. She declared him perfectly healthy and suggested he just needed more rest. The second report was worse. The Iron Phoenix had requested permission to test their engines while docked. Station Chief Engineer Korval had agreed, thinking it would be a simple power check. Instead, the human ship's engines created heat signatures that melted 3 monitoring devices. The exhaust from their fusion reactor reached temperatures hot enough to turn metal into gas. The entire docking bay had to be evacuated. Korval spent 2 days in the medical center with severe burns from standing too close to their engine ports. The humans seemed surprised by the evacuation order. Their navigator, Park Jin-woo, kept insisting their engines were running at minimum power settings. The third report arrived this morning. It involved their communications officer, Choi Min-ah, trying to help with a broken translator unit. She had connected the device to their ship's power grid. The translator exploded in a shower of sparks that lit up half the corridor. 3 alien technicians were treated for electrical shock. Choi Min-ah had apologized repeatedly, explaining that their ship's power systems were designed for human equipment. She offered to fix the damage with tools from their repair kit. The station's chief technician took 1 look at their tools and fainted. The humans carried equipment that could cut through station hull plating like paper. Veltar rubbed his eyes and called up the Iron Phoenix's registration data. The ship was registered as a simple cargo hauler. Its crew consisted of 4 humans. Their species classification showed them as carbon-based life forms from a planet called Earth. Nothing in their file suggested they were dangerous. Yet every interaction with them created chaos. The station's medical officer, Dr. Zilnya, had compiled a report on human physiology after treating the coffee incident. Her findings were disturbing. Humans lived in atmospheric pressure that would crush most species. Their gravity tolerance was triple the galactic standard. Their body temperature alone would cook a Kalari from the inside. According to Dr. Zilnya, humans breathed an atmosphere containing oxygen at levels toxic to half the known species. Their blood carried chemicals that would dissolve Thuvan tissue. Even their normal body functions produced waste heat that registered as fever temperatures to station sensors. Veltar opened a communication channel to the Galactic Trade Authority headquarters. The response came within minutes. Commander Veltar reporting, sir. We have a situation developing with a human cargo vessel. What kind of situation? The voice belonged to Admiral Kessitar, a veteran of 40 years in space commerce. 3 incidents in 4 weeks, sir. Property damage, medical emergencies, and safety violations. The humans don't seem to understand basic station protocols. Have you spoken with their captain? Yes, sir. Captain Kim Dae-ho is cooperative but confused. He insists his crew follows all safety procedures. According to him, their ship operates within normal parameters. What kind of parameters involve melting monitoring equipment? Veltar checked his notes. Their fusion reactor operates at 57 million degrees, sir. They consider this a low-temperature setting. Silence filled the channel for several seconds. 57 million degrees? Yes, sir. Their engineer, Lee Hana, explained that anything below 60 million would not provide adequate power for ship operations. Commander, our most advanced military vessels operate fusion reactors at 12 million degrees. I understand, sir. The humans seem unaware that their technology exceeds military specifications. Admiral Kessitar's breathing became audible over the channel. What about their other systems? Their artificial gravity generator produces fields strong enough to compress carbon into diamonds. Their life support system maintains pressure levels that would implode most ship hulls. Their navigation computer processes calculations at speeds that burn out our monitoring equipment. Are they military? No, sir. They're registered as civilian cargo haulers. Captain Kim showed me their cargo manifest. They transport agricultural supplies and manufactured goods. Agricultural supplies that require diamond-crushing gravity and stellar core temperatures? Apparently, sir. Admiral Kessitar was quiet for a long moment. Commander, I'm calling an emergency council session. Representatives from the major species will need to discuss this situation. What should I do about the Iron Phoenix in the ID? Meantime, keep them docked but don't let them interact with station personnel. We need to figure out if they're dangerous or just incredibly careless. The channel closed, leaving Veltar alone with his growing pile of incident reports. He opened the station's external monitors and focused on docking bay 12. The Iron Phoenix sat there like any other cargo ship. Its hull looked normal, if slightly thicker than standard designs. Its engine ports showed no signs of the massive heat they generated. External sensors detected nothing unusual, yet this innocent-looking vessel had nearly killed 3 people and caused more property damage than a pirate raid. Veltar watched Captain Kim Dae-ho exit his ship carrying what looked like a simple toolkit. 2 maintenance workers saw him coming and ran in the opposite direction. Word had spread quickly through the station about the humans and their dangerous equipment. Kim looked confused by their reaction. He stood in the empty docking bay, holding his tools, clearly wanting to help with station repairs. He had no idea that his simple toolkit contained devices powerful enough to cut through the station's primary support beams. The human captain waited for several minutes before returning to his ship. His shoulders drooped with disappointment. He genuinely wanted to be helpful. That might be the most disturbing part of all. These humans weren't trying to cause problems. They were just being themselves, following their normal procedures, using their standard equipment. The fact that their normal was deadly to everyone else seemed to escape them completely. Veltar started typing his report to the council. 3 incidents were just the beginning. If the humans stayed much longer, someone was going to die. Not from malice or carelessness, but from simple cultural misunderstanding. The scariest part was that the humans had no idea how dangerous they were. Diplomatic envoy Kellerain adjusted his environmental suit for the 3rd time. The heavy breathing apparatus made his voice sound strange, but it was the only way he could survive aboard the human ship. His medical monitor beeped steadily, tracking his vital signs in case something went wrong. Dr. Zilnya had insisted on the full protection gear. According to her research, the atmosphere inside human ships contained oxygen levels that would burn his lungs. The pressure could collapse his chest cavity. Even the temperature would cook his internal organs. "Are you sure about this?" asked his assistant Mortel through the communication device. "The council needs answers," Kellerain replied. "We cannot make decisions about the humans without understanding them better." The airlock door opened and Kellerain stepped into the Iron Phoenix. Immediately, his suit's alarms began chirping. External temperature readings showed levels that should have melted his equipment. Radiation detectors clicked rapidly. His gravity sensors registered fields strong enough to crush most alien bones, yet the corridor looked perfectly normal. Captain Kim Dae-ho appeared around the corner, wearing nothing but a simple uniform. No environmental suit, no breathing apparatus, no protective gear at all. He walked casually through conditions that required Kellerain's most advanced survival equipment. "Welcome aboard," Kim said with a friendly smile. "Would you like some coffee? I just made a fresh pot." Kellerain's suit translator worked overtime to convert the human language. "Thank you, but I cannot consume your beverages. They are too strong for my species." Kim looked puzzled. "Too strong? This is just regular coffee, not even espresso." He held up a simple cup filled with dark liquid. Steam rose from its surface. Kellerain's chemical sensors analyzed the steam. The readings made him step backward. The drink contained enough caffeine to stop 6 Kalari hearts. The acidity levels could dissolve metal. Kim was holding what amounted to liquid poison and treating it like water. Perhaps you could show me your ship instead, Kellerain suggested. Of course, let me give you the full tour. Kim turned and walked deeper into the ship. Watch your step here. The gravity generator is running a bit high today. Kellerain checked his readings. The gravity was 3 times stronger than anything his people could survive without mechanical assistance. Kim walked through it like it was nothing. They passed the engineering section first. Through an open doorway, Kellerain saw Lihanna working on some kind of device. She wore normal work clothes and safety glasses. Nothing else. She was standing, less than 10 meters from their fusion reactor. Hanna is tuning our main engine, Kim explained. We had some power fluctuations yesterday. Kellerain's radiation detector was clicking so fast it sounded like rain. The energy readings from their reactor exceeded anything he had ever seen. Military warships carried less powerful engines, yet Lihanna worked beside it like it was a simple household appliance. Is that safe? Kellerain asked. Kim shrugged. She knows what she's doing. Hanna has been an engineer for 15 years. Never had a serious accident. They moved to the navigation section, where Park Jin-woo was plotting their next course in Mae. Computer screens showed star charts and mathematical calculations. The numbers made Kellerain dizzy just looking at them. We're planning a route through the Corax Nebula, Park explained without looking up. Should save us 2 days of travel time. Kellerain knew about the Corax Nebula. It was classified as a navigation hazard. The radiation levels would kill most. Cruise within hours. The gravitational anomalies could tear ships apart. No sane captain would fly through it. That region is extremely dangerous, Kellerain said carefully. Park finally looked up from his screens. Dangerous? Why? The radiation is only about 40,000 Roentgens per hour. Our hull shielding is rated for twice that. The gravity wells are pretty mild too. Nothing we cannot handle. 40,000 Roentgens per hour. Kellerain's people would die from exposure to 50 Roentgens. Park was discussing lethal radiation like mild weather. Their tour continued to the communications center, where Choi Min-ah was repairing the translator that had exploded during the station incident. She had it completely disassembled on her workbench. Sorry about the mess, she said. I'm trying to figure out why your equipment cannot handle our power systems. Kellerain looked at the destroyed translator. Burn marks covered its internal components. The power coupling had melted completely. What voltage did you use? Just standard ship power, about 400 volts, 60 hertz. Choi Min-ah held up a replacement part. This should fix the compatibility problem. 400 volts. Station equipment ran on 12 volts. The humans considered 33 times more electricity to be standard power. No wonder their equipment exploded. Your ship systems seem very powerful, Kellerain observed. Not really, Kim replied. This is just a basic cargo hauler, nothing fancy. We built her for reliability, not performance. A basic cargo hauler. Kellerain's readings showed the Iron Phoenix generated more power than most space stations. Its hull could withstand impacts that would destroy military vessels. Its life support systems maintained conditions lethal to 90% of known species. The humans considered this normal. Could you tell me about your home planet? Kellerain asked. Earth? Sure. Kim led him to a viewing port. Beautiful place. Blue oceans, green continents, white clouds. We have mountains, forests, deserts, all kinds of terrain. What are the environmental conditions like? Pretty standard, I guess. Gravity is about 1 g. Atmosphere is mostly nitrogen and oxygen. Temperature varies by location and season, but usually somewhere between -40 and +50 degrees Celsius. Kellerain ran the numbers through his suit's computer. Earth's gravity would crush most alien species. Its atmospheric pressure would implode their lungs. Its temperature range included levels that would freeze some species solid and cook others alive. The humans called this standard. Do you have any dangerous weather? Kellerain asked. Oh, sure. Hurricanes, tornadoes, lightning storms, blizzards, floods, earthquakes. You know, normal stuff. Kim pointed to a picture on the wall. This was taken during a thunderstorm near my hometown. Beautiful, isn't it? The image showed electrical bolts tearing through dark clouds. Each lightning strike carried enough energy to power a small city. Kim was admiring it like artwork. Have you visited other planets? Kellerain asked. A few. Most of them are pretty boring, though. Low gravity, thin atmosphere, mild weather. Not much happening. Kim shook his head. I don't know how other species evolved in such gentle environments. Gentle environments. The humans thought every other planet in the galaxy was too safe and boring. They had evolved on a world so hostile that everywhere else seemed like a vacation resort. Kellerain understood now. The humans were not trying to be dangerous. They genuinely did not know they were dangerous. Their normal was everyone else's nightmare. Their safe was everyone else's deadly. The tour ended at the airlock. Kim shook Kellerain's gloved hand through the suit. Thanks for visiting. Hope we can dock here again soon. As Kellerain returned to the station, his mind raced with implications. The humans were not malicious or careless. They were survivors from a death world, flying ships built to withstand conditions that would annihilate any other vessel. The galaxy had a problem much bigger than anyone realized. The emergency council meeting lasted 6 hours. Representatives from 12 different species argued about what to do with the human ship. Admiral Kessitar sat at the head of the table, listening to increasingly angry voices. They cannot be allowed to continue, declared Ambassador Thrixon from the Kelleri Empire. Their ship is a floating weapon. Every system exceeds military specifications. The radiation alone violates 17 safety treaties, added Council Member Velnock of the Thuvan Collective. Their reactor should be classified as a weapon of mass destruction. Admiral Kessitar raised his hand for silence. What does our investigation report conclude? Kellerain stood up slowly. His encounter with the humans had left him shaken. The humans are not intentionally dangerous. They simply evolved under conditions we cannot survive. Their technology reflects their environment. That makes them more dangerous, not less, snapped Thrixon. They build death machines and call them cargo ships. We have no choice, Velnock continued. The Iron Phoenix must be brought into compliance with galactic safety standards or banned from all civilized space. Admiral Kessitar nodded grimly. Prepare the ultimatum. 2 hours later, Commander Veltar delivered the official message to Captain Kim Dae-ho. The human captain listened carefully as the translator converted the formal language. So you want us to reduce our reactor temperature by 80%? Kim asked. That is correct. 57 million degrees exceeds acceptable limits. But our engines won't work at 12 million degrees. That's barely enough to maintain life support. You must also reduce your artificial gravity to standard levels. Kim frowned. Standard for who? Our crew needs Earth normal gravity to stay healthy. 1/3 of current levels. Your gravity field is crushing smaller species. 1/3? Kim looked confused. That would be like living on the moon. We would lose bone density and muscle mass. Veltar continued reading from his list. Your atmospheric pressure must be reduced to galactic standard. Your electrical systems must operate at station-compatible voltage. Your hull armor must be thinned to match civilian specifications. Commander, with respect, those changes would kill us. Kim's voice remained calm but firm. Our ship is built to keep humans alive in space. What you're asking would turn it into a death trap. These are not requests, Captain. They are requirements. You have 72 hours to comply or face permanent docking bans. Kim called his crew together after Veltar left. Lee Hana, Park Jinwoo, and Choi Minna gathered in the ship's common area. Their faces showed the same confusion their captain felt. They want us to basically rebuild our entire ship, Kim explained. Make it compatible with their safety standards. That's impossible, Lee Hana said immediately. If I reduce the reactor temperature that much, we won't have enough power for basic systems. The fusion reaction would be unstable. What about the gravity? Asked Park Jinwoo. At 1/3 power, we would be floating around like we're in 0 G. Our inner ears would go crazy. We would get sick just walking down the corridor. Choi Minna shook her head. The atmospheric pressure change would be like living at the top of Mount Everest. We would need oxygen masks just to breathe. Kim sat down heavily. I understand their concerns. Our ship apparently seems dangerous to them, but we cannot survive with their modifications. What if we tried to meet them halfway? Suggested Choi Minna. Maybe we could install some kind of buffer system for visiting aliens. That might work for docking visits, Lee Hana replied. But they want permanent changes to our core systems. Our reactor, our gravity generator, our life support. Those are not optional equipment. Park Jin-woo pulled up a star chart on his tablet. If they ban us from all civilized space, where can we go? Most of the galaxy uses the same safety standards. Would be stuck in the outer rim territories, Kim realized. No major trade routes, no proper supply stations. We would be cut off from galactic commerce. The next day brought worse news. 3 Thuvan patrol ships approached the station. Their commander, Captain Zorkov, opened a communication channel to the Iron Phoenix. Human vessel, you will accompany us to Compliance Station 7 for mandatory safety upgrades. Kim responded carefully. Captain, we need more time to consider the proposed modifications. 72 hours was the agreed timeline. The timeline has changed. Galactic Command considers your ship an immediate hazard. You will follow us now, or be classified as a rogue vessel. We are not rogue, Captain. We are simply trying to find a solution that keeps our crew alive. Your crew's survival is not our concern. Galactic safety takes priority. Kim felt anger building in his chest. These aliens were treating his crew like criminals for the crime of being human. We will not abandon our ship or endanger our crew. Then you will be escorted by force. The 3 Thuvan ships moved into attack formation around the Iron Phoenix. Their weapons powered up, sending targeting signals toward the human vessel. Inside the Iron Phoenix, warning alarms began sounding. Lee Hana ran to the engineering section while Park Jin-woo took his position at navigation. Choi Min-ah manned the communications console. They're locking weapons on us, Choi Min-ah reported. Defensive systems are activating automatically. Lee Hana called out. I can't shut them down. The ship thinks we're under attack. Kim grabbed the communication microphone. Thuvan ships, please stand down. Our defensive systems are automated. If you continue targeting us, they will respond. Shut down your weapons. Human. I'm trying, but they're tied into our main computer. The ship is programmed to protect itself. The Iron Phoenix's defensive grid came online. Energy shields snapped into place around the hull. Point defense lasers emerged from hidden ports. Missile tubes loaded automatically. To the humans, these were standard safety precautions. Every cargo ship needed protection from pirates and space debris. Their defensive systems were actually quite modest by human standards. To the Thuvan ships, it looked like a military vessel preparing for war. Human. Ship is powering weapons, reported one of the Thuvan captains. Energy readings are off the scale. All ships prepare to engage, ordered Captain Zorkov. The Iron Phoenix's computer detected the hostile intent. Its defensive systems calculated the threat level and responded accordingly. Warning shots fired across the bow of the lead Thuvan ship. The warning shots vaporized a small asteroid that happened to be in their path. They're firing on us, screamed the Thuvan pilot. That blast could have destroyed our entire ship. Captain Zorkov's voice cracked with fear. All ships, retreat. Retreat immediately. The 3 Thuvan vessels fled at maximum speed, their engines redlining as they ran from what they thought was a human warship. Kim stood in his command center, watching the alien ships disappear on his scanner. His crew looked at him with worried expressions. Captain, what just happened? Asked Park Jin-woo. I think we just made everything much worse, Kim replied. Within hours, emergency broadcasts were spreading across the galaxy. The humans had fired on galactic patrol ships. Their weapons were powerful enough to destroy asteroids with single shots. The peaceful cargo vessel was revealed to be a disguised warship. Kim tried to send explanations, but no one would listen. The fact seemed clear. Humans were dangerous, their ships were weapons, and they would fight rather than submit to safety regulations. The Iron Phoenix was now classified as a hostile vessel. No station would give them docking permission. No ship would approach them voluntarily. They were alone in space, branded as threats to galactic peace. And the worst part was that Kim still had no idea why firing warning shots to protect his crew made him the villain of the story. Dr. Linsha had spent 3 weeks studying every piece of data about humans and their home planet. Her research lab was filled with charts, graphs, and computer models. What she discovered made her question everything the galaxy thought they knew about the human species. She stood before the emergency session of the Galactic Council, her hands shaking as she prepared to present her findings. The council chamber was packed with representatives from dozens of species, all wanting answers about the human threat. Honored council members, Dr. Linsha began, I have completed my analysis of the human species and their planet of origin. What I found will change how we understand these beings. Admiral Kestar leaned forward. Doctor, we need to know if humans are a military threat. Their ship attacked our patrol vessels. That is exactly what I need to explain, Admiral. The humans are not a military threat. They are survivors. Confused murmurs filled the chamber. Dr. Linsha activated her presentation screen, showing an image of Earth from space. This is Earth, the human homeworld. At first glance, it appears to be a normal planet. Blue oceans, green continents, white clouds. But when we examine the environmental data, we discover something terrifying. The image changed to show Earth's environmental statistics. Numbers filled the screen in bright red text. Earth is classified as a Class 12 death world. This is the highest danger rating in our galactic database. Only 17 planets in known space have ever received this classification. Most are considered uninhabitable by any form of life. Council. Member Velnok stood up. That cannot be correct. Humans evolved there. They live there. That is exactly my point, Dr. Linsha replied. Humans did not just live on this death world. They thrived on it. Let me show you what Earth is really like. The screen displayed Earth's atmospheric composition. Human atmosphere contains 21% oxygen. This concentration is toxic to 60% of known species. It is so reactive that it would literally burn the lungs of most galactic citizens. But that is not the worst part, she continued. Earth's atmospheric pressure is 3 times galactic standard. Breathing their air would be like trying to breathe underwater for most of us. The next chart showed gravity measurements. Earth's gravity is 2.7 times stronger than the galactic average. Most species would be crushed under their own weight on the human homeworld. Ambassador Thrixon interrupted. Doctor, these numbers explain why their technology seems excessive, but it does not excuse their aggressive behavior. Please let me continue, Dr. Linsha said. The gravity and atmosphere are minor compared to Earth's other hazards. She showed images of Earth's weather systems. Massive hurricanes swirled across the oceans. Lightning bolts split the sky. Tornadoes carved paths of destruction across the land. Earth's weather patterns generate more energy than most planetary power grids. These storms are not rare events. They happen regularly. Humans built their civilization while dealing with natural disasters that could destroy our cities. The screen changed to show volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. The planet's surface is constantly shifting. Molten rock shoots from the ground without warning. The land shakes and splits open. Mountains appear and disappear over time. Dr. Linsha pulled up more data. Earth orbits a G-type star that bombards the surface with deadly radiation. Most species would develop fatal cancers within months of exposure. Humans live with this radiation their entire lives. Then there is Earth's biology, she continued. The planet is filled with creatures designed to kill. Venomous snakes, disease-carrying insects, predators with razor-sharp teeth and claws. Even the plants are dangerous. Some are poisonous to touch. Others can cause severe allergic reactions. Council members were staring at the screen in horror. Several had turned pale at the descriptions. How did any species survive in such conditions? Asked Kelleraine. By becoming incredibly tough, Dr. Linsha replied. Human bones are 3 times denser than ours. Their muscles can generate force levels that would tear our limbs off. Their skin is thick enough to resist cuts and burns that would cripple us. Their internal organs are designed for survival. Human hearts pump blood at pressures that would burst our vessels. Their lungs process oxygen concentrations that would kill us instantly. Their digestive systems can handle foods that are toxic to most life forms. She brought up brain scans showing human neural activity. Even their minds adapted to their harsh world. Humans have incredibly fast reflexes. They can make life or death decisions in milliseconds. Their brains are wired to expect danger at all times. This explains everything about their technology, Dr. Linshaw said. Their ships are not weapons. They are survival tools. Every system is designed to keep humans alive in an environment that actively tries to kill them. The screen showed technical specifications from the Iron Phoenix. Their reactor temperature of 57 million degrees. This is not excessive for their needs. Earth's core temperature reaches 6,000 degrees. They built their technology to handle extreme heat because their planet taught them that anything less would fail. Their hull armor that we consider military grade. On Earth, meteorites regularly strike the surface. Space debris hits their atmosphere constantly. They built thick hulls because thin ones would be destroyed by normal space hazards. They're defensive systems that seem so aggressive. Earth is full of predators. Everything on their planet learned to fight or die. Humans built weapons because their entire evolutionary history taught them that threats were everywhere. Dr. Linshaw turned to face the council directly. Members of the council, humans are not trying to threaten us. They are trying to survive in a universe they see as hostile. From their perspective, our ships are fragile toys that would be destroyed by the first serious hazard they encounter. Admiral Kestar was quiet for a long moment. Doctor, are you saying that humans see the rest of us as weak? Not weak. Fragile. They genuinely cannot understand how we survived to develop space travel with technology they consider inadequate for basic safety. When Captain Kim Dae-ho fired those warning shots, he was not attacking our patrol ships. He was trying to protect his crew using what humans consider minimal defensive measures. The fact that those warning shots could vaporize an asteroid was not intended to intimidate us. That is simply the minimum power level humans consider adequate for ship defense. The council chamber was silent. Representatives looked at each other with dawning understanding. The humans we have been calling dangerous are actually showing remarkable restraint, Dr. Linshaw continued. Their ship could probably destroy this entire station with a single weapons burst. Instead, they have been patient and cooperative, trying to find solutions that work for everyone. Council member Velnock spoke slowly. If what you say is true, then we have been treating survivors as conquerors. Exactly, Dr. Linshaw replied. We assumed their power meant aggression. In reality, their power means survival. They built strong ships because weak ships die in the conditions they consider normal. What do you recommend we do? Asked Admiral Kessatar. Dr. Linshaw smiled for the first time in weeks. We stop trying to make them weaker. Instead, we learn from their strength. The galaxy is full of hazardous regions we cannot explore because our ships are too fragile. The humans could go places and do things that no other species can attempt. Instead of seeing them as a threat, we should see them as the solution to problems we never thought we could solve. The council members began talking among themselves. For the first time since the human ship arrived, the conversations were not about fear or anger. They were about possibilities. Ambassador Telvon stood up slowly as Dr. Linshaw finished her presentation. The elderly diplomat had served the galaxy for 50 years, and his words carried weight with the council. The chamber fell silent as he prepared to speak. Honored members, Telvon began, we have made a terrible mistake. We have treated our potential greatest allies as our worst enemies. I propose we correct this error immediately. Admiral Kessatar nodded. What do you suggest, Ambassador? Send a formal apology to Captain Kim Dae-ho and his crew, then offer them something better than docking privileges. Offer them a partnership. The Thuvan representative, still shaken from the encounter with the Iron Phoenix, stood up nervously. Ambassador, their ship nearly destroyed our patrol vessels. With warning shots, Telvon replied firmly. Dr. Linshaw's research shows that humans could have vaporized your entire fleet if they had wanted to fight. Instead, they fired across your bow and waited for you to retreat safely. Council member Velnock looked thoughtful. What kind of partnership did you have in mind? Telvon activated a holographic display showing the galaxy's most dangerous regions. Red zones marked areas where normal ships could not travel safely. Look at these forbidden territories: radiation storms, gravity anomalies, pirate nests, unstable star systems. We avoid them because our ships cannot survive there. But a human ship could, he continued. Their technology is built to handle conditions we consider impossible. They could explore regions we have never seen. They could rescue ships trapped in hazardous areas. They could patrol territories where pirates hide because our forces cannot follow. Admiral Kestar studied the display. You want to create a specialized unit? I want to create the Hazardous Environment Response Division, Telvon announced. With human ships and crews leading the effort, they would handle emergencies in dangerous space where normal rescue operations would fail. The idea caught fire quickly among the council members. Species that had been afraid of human weapons suddenly saw them as tools of salvation. Ships trapped in radiation storms could be rescued. Colonies threatened by space hazards could be evacuated. Pirates hiding in deadly nebulae could finally be stopped. We need to contact the Iron Phoenix immediately, Admiral Kessitar decided. Commander Veltar, open a channel to Captain Kim. On board the Iron Phoenix, the crew was preparing for a long journey to the Outer Rim territories. They had accepted that galactic civilization would never welcome them. Kim was checking star charts for uninhabited systems where they could establish a trading post. Captain, we're receiving a transmission from Nexus 7, Choi Minna reported. It's marked as priority diplomatic traffic. Kim sighed. Probably another ultimatum, put it through. Ambassador Telvon's face appeared on the main screen. His expression was respectful, almost apologetic. Captain Kim, I am Ambassador Telvon of the Galactic Council. I wish to formally apologize for the treatment you and your crew have received. Kim blinked in surprise. Ambassador, I appreciate that, but we understand your concerns. Our ship does seem dangerous to other species. Captain, we have learned something important. Your ship is not dangerous. It is miraculous. We had no idea that humans evolved on a death world. We did not understand that your technology represents incredible engineering achievements. Lee Hanna, who had been listening from the engineering station, stepped forward. Sir, are you saying our reactor design is acceptable? Engineer Lee, your reactor design is beyond acceptable. It is revolutionary. We would like to learn from your achievements if you are willing to teach us. Park Jin-woo looked confused. But your patrol ships tried to arrest us. Navigator Park, that was a misunderstanding based on our ignorance. We thought you were being aggressive when you were actually being cautious. We now know that your warning shots represented incredible restraint. Captain Kim remained skeptical. Ambassador, what exactly are you proposing? A new role for you and your crew. The galaxy has many problems that normal ships cannot solve. Dangerous regions we cannot explore. Rescue missions in hazardous areas. We cannot reach. We need ships strong enough to handle these challenges. Telvon brought up the holographic display. These red zones represent areas where normal vessels cannot travel. Radiation levels that would kill most crews. Gravity fields that would crush standard hulls. Energy storms that would overload conventional systems. To you, these are probably minor navigation hazards, Telvon continued. Your ship could travel through them safely. You could reach places we have never seen. You could help people trapped in conditions that would destroy our rescue fleets. Kim looked at his crew. Lee Hanna was already running calculations on her engineering tablet. Park Jin-woo was studying the hazardous regions with professional interest. Choi Minna was checking communication protocols for emergency frequencies. What would this involve? Kim asked. You would become the flagship of the new Hazardous Environment Response Division. Other human ships would join the program as they become available. You would be first responders for emergencies in dangerous space. We would also like Engineer Lee to establish a training program, Telvon added, teaching other species how to build more resilient technology. Not to human levels, which would be impossible for most of us, but stronger than what we currently have. Lee Hanna looked excited. I would love to share our engineering knowledge. Most species could probably improve their safety margins significantly. Navigator. Park, we need detailed maps of hazardous regions. Your computer systems can calculate safe passages through areas we consider impassable. You could open new trade routes and exploration opportunities. Park Jin-woo nodded enthusiastically. Our navigation computers are designed for worst-case scenarios. Mapping safe corridors through dangerous space would be straightforward. Communications Officer Choi, we need a liaison between human crews and galactic rescue operations. Someone who understands both human capabilities and alien limitations. Choi Min-ah smiled. I would be honored to help coordinate rescue operations. Captain Kim felt a weight lifting from his shoulders. Ambassador, are you saying the galaxy wants our help instead of fearing our presence? Captain, we are saying, the galaxy needs your help. We have been trying to solve problems with tools that were not strong enough for the job. You have the right tools, and we would be grateful for your assistance. 3 months later, the Iron Phoenix responded to its first official emergency call. A passenger liner carrying 200 aliens had suffered engine failure in the Corax Nebula. The radiation levels and gravitational anomalies made normal rescue operations impossible. Captain Kim guided his ship through the nebula like it was empty space. The deadly radiation that would have killed any other crew barely registered on their sensors. The gravity wells that could tear ships apart were handled easily by their reinforced hull and powerful engines. Passenger vessel Serenity, this is Captain Kim of the Iron Phoenix. He called over the radio. We are here to help. Thank you, Iron Phoenix, came the grateful reply. We thought we were going to die in here. Not today, Kim replied calmly. We'll have you out of here in no time. Lee Hana worked with the passenger ship's engineers to stabilize their failing systems. Park Jin-woo calculated a safe exit route through the nebula's hazards. Choi Min-ah coordinated with multiple rescue ships waiting at the nebula's edge. The rescue took 6 hours. The Iron Phoenix towed the damaged liner through radiation that would have been instantly fatal to the rescue fleet. They delivered 200 grateful aliens to safety without a single casualty. As news of the successful rescue spread, something changed across the galaxy. The dangerous human ship became the ship everyone hoped to see when trouble struck. Colonies, near hazardous space, slept better knowing human crews were patrolling the dangerous regions. Pirates who had hidden in deadly nebulae suddenly found themselves facing ships that could follow them anywhere. Traders discovered new routes through previously impassable areas. Scientific expeditions reached destinations that had been impossible to explore. The Iron Phoenix, once seen as a threat to galactic peace, became the symbol of galactic rescue operations. Captain Kim and his crew went from being outcasts to being heroes, using their survival skills to save lives across the galaxy. And the best part was that the humans still considered it all just routine work. They were simply doing what humans had always done, surviving in a dangerous universe and helping others do the same. The galaxy was safer because of the dangerous human ship,